The Derwent is a completely Cumbrian river. Several streams flow northwards off the mountains of the Central Lakes area, and at sea toller they become the Derwent. From here the river flows northwards through Borrowdale. A sturdy bridge gives access to Grange. At Surprise View we can see the river meandering as it approaches the first of the two lakes in its course. As the river water enters the quiet waters of the lake, it forms a bird's foot delta, very different from the one named after the Greek letter D. Before leaving this viewpoint, we must take a look at Ashness Bridge. On leaving Bassenthwaite Lake, the river heads for Ouse Bridge, and we can see the damage caused by the floods of 2009. The valley is now wider, and flood debris litters the fields, tree trunks, and a layer of sand and gravel. The bridge at Little Broughton was closed for several months. On the floodplain below the village of Camerton, the impact of the floods was quite dramatic. At this point the river changed its course, forming a textbook example of a cut-off or oxbow lake. The floodwaters headed straight for St. Peter's Church, causing a great deal of damage to the church itself, but also to the churchyard. The church can be seen at the end of a ridge that crosses the floodplain. The route along the ridge was cut when the waters destroyed the so-called Miser's Bridge. Apparently the owners of the bridge would charge 1 penny when a hearse had to cross to get to the church for a funeral. Moving on to Workington, where 3 bridges were affected. The A596 was cut, and this is where P.C. Barker lost his life while directing traffic across the bridge. In the distance is what remains of a footbridge called Navy's Bridge. Culver Bridge was immediately condemned. It was thought that it would collapse at any moment. Eventually, careful surveys indicated that it could be saved, and in fact the repair was successful. The other 2 damaged bridges in Workington were eventually replaced, and 10 years on, all is well for the crossings. After flowing under the bridges, the Derwent finally passes the port of Workington and discharges into the Solway.